Hi everyone, welcome to this year's final Provolution Health Body Signals workshop. So this month it is all about the pregnant mum. So this month's talk is talking about prenatal chiropractic, and so I'm really looking forward for you to watch that video, particularly if you are expecting or you plan on falling pregnant in the new year. So without further ado, let's start the presentation. Alrighty. Let me share my screen. Okay, so let's move this here. So prenatal chiropractic. Hi, if you don't know, I'm Dr. Cindy Lam, and I'm a chiropractor here in Queanbeyan, and I have a special interest in seeing families, particularly mothers and children, but also obviously as part of that, women who are pregnant. So in today's workshop, we'll be covering a few topics. First, I want to talk about what is prenatal chiropractic, followed by what does the research say about benefits of prenatal chiropractic care. Then we're going to be moving on and talking about the importance of hydration, and also then talking about posture and why you should lie on the couch and not sit, okay? And then we'll be looking at moving safely in bed whilst you're pregnant, and finishing off with me showing you my top 5 stretch recommendations. So what is prenatal chiropractic? Well, prenatal chiropractic is all about chiropractic when someone is pregnant, and it's so important because during pregnancy, there are physical but also hormonal changes that take place. Now, these changes take place is all because the body is preparing for the ideal environment for the baby and essentially preparing for their arrival. So what exactly happens is as your baby grows and develops, your center of gravity shifts, and therefore your spine also shifts, putting stress on not only just your musculoskeletal system, in other words, your spine, your joints, your muscles, ligaments, but also on your nervous systems. Okay, and now this in turn leads to further symptoms, including lower back pain, sciatica, joint discomfort, and ligament strains. Because why do you think like the nervous system gets affected? Because at the end of the day, that's what ultimately signals and tells your brain that there are the signs and symptoms that to occur, which is why we call our workshop body signals. So that's what prenatal chiropractic is about. But what does the research actually say? Talk about it. So there's a lot of great research, and it's developing and evolving over the time more and more. So I want to first start off with a study that wasn't actually exactly conducted by a chiropractor, but rather by a medical doctor instead, which I think makes the study more interesting. So this study was conducted by Dr. Irvin Henderson, who's a medical doctor, and they found that women who received chiropractic adjustments in their 3rd trimester were able to carry and deliver their child with much more comfort. And who doesn't want comfort, right? Another study found by Dr. Joanne Fallon found that chiropractic care also significantly reduces labor time in women who had care, like chiropractic care, throughout their pregnancy. And more so for first-time mothers, they average 24% shorter labor, while experienced mothers, so women who had children before, they had a 39% reduction in the average labor time. So studies closer to home, so a study in New Zealand found that over 35% of women experience moderate to severe lower back pain during pregnancy. And this is actually something that I see quite regularly in the practice. But with this study though, of the 35% of women, 75% of those women stated that they had experienced relief from back pain after having chiropractic care. So how amazing is chiropractic and how it really supports the body. Hydration and pregnancy. All right. So, excuse me. As we know, we are made up of water, right? But the thing is, so is the baby. So the body of a newborn baby is composed of 80% water. For us, just a little bit less, 60%. But it goes to show how important water is. So the World Health Organization, whom I think everyone knows who they are now, particularly after COVID, their recommendation is that pregnant women should increase their daily intake of water to up to 3 liters a day. And the reason why is pregnant women require more water because their extracellular fluid space increases 3 times. And this requires more fluid, which is mostly the amniotic fluid. And that is very, very vital in protecting your baby. So I know sometimes the day can get busy and it can be hard to get water into the day. So here are some tips on improving your hydration. So the first tip is set a reminder on your phone to have a glass of water every 30 or 40 minutes. You can just simply use your timer to do this. Or alternatively, you can use an app like Gulp, right? It's a great app and it can track your water intake, but it can also remind you to drink water as well. In terms of drinking water, you want to be drinking filtered water as well, because that's the best for you. And then if you drink it from a bottle, try to use BPA-free bottles or aluminium or glass, but just avoid plastic bottles. So like this, my water bottle here, it is plastic, but if you look at it, it says, I don't know if you can see, but it's BPA-free. Alrighty. Moving on to posture, because posture really, as I said earlier, shifts when your baby grows and when you're pregnant. So I want to talk about the reason why you should be laying on the couch rather than sitting. And the reason being is because when you're sitting on the lounge, your pelvis, it tilts back. And when your pelvis tilts back, it causes the weight from the belly and baby, it causes you to slump. And when you slump, it adds pressure on your spine, your uterus, and your supporting ligaments, which ultimately, unfortunately, leads to aches and pains. So when you're laying on the couch, what you want to do is slowly sit down on the lounge. And when you're doing that, you've got to always keep your knees together. Then from there, you want to slowly start to lower yourself down while supporting your body with your arm. But then at the same time, you want to lift your legs onto the couch. So one hand on the lounge, the other hand onto your leg, which with the knees kept together. Super important. So that's just on the couch, right? But in bed as well, the same concept essentially applies. When you're moving around in bed, you also want to be keeping your knees together and you want to be using your arms to push off and support your legs. Alrighty, so that is what I've explained to you so far is some information about prenatal chiropractic, the research, and what can you do to help benefit your movement and posture. But I want to ultimately provide you with value. And so I'd like to finish off today by showing you my top 5 pregnancy stretch recommendations. All right, so I'm just gonna have to move this chair away and then I'll hop onto the chiropractic table so that you can see. So the first stretch is the hip flexor stretch. So your hip flexors are through here. Now, as you have poor posture and your pelvic tilt changes, it causes you to lean forward, right? And it causes this muscle to become tighter. So you want to be stretching it. Hopefully you can see. All right, I think you should be able to see. So you want to be stretching the hip flexor by going onto one knee, going and lunging forward. So the leg that you're stretching is actually the back leg that's kept straight, because this muscle here, when it's tight, it contracts coming forward. So we want to elongate it by lunging forward right there. That's it. With all stretches, there's no golden rule of how long you should be stretching for. You only want to be stretching until you feel comfortable, but also you're not you're being aware of your body, so you don't push your certain limits. Both sides. Onto one knee, and once again, lunging forward. So like I said earlier, although this is a magic number, you do want to be stretching for approximately 10 to 30 seconds. Just depends on what's comfortable for you. Next stretch is child pose. It's one of my favorite stretches. I personally do this in the morning. So this stretch is great for the whole entire spine, particularly your low back as well, and stretching the muscles along your spine to the back of the spine. So what you're going to do is, you're going to go on your knees, and you're going to push your bottom back down as low as you can, and then you're going to have your hands nice and straight, and you're going to try to reach forward with your hands, but then reach down with your bottom. All right? But you're probably thinking, if you're in your third trimester and you're obviously a bit large at the front, it's going to be very challenging for you to bend down like this, isn't it? So this is why there is the modified child pose. So the modified child pose is when you use something in front of you to protect and support. Like you can use a cushion or pillow just to support the gap. So you're essentially, this is what we have. You're still going to get that stretch, just with a little bit more support. I think you'll see it better though on the screen diagram. The next stretch is called the four sways. So four sways this is ultimately about just getting mobility through your body. So you'll be once again going on your knees, but this time you'll be swaying in all two directions really. So you're going to do this with your breath though. So being on your knees, you're going to make sure that your knees hip width apart and hands and shoulders width apart, and you're going to take a deep breath in and out. So when you take a deep breath in, what I want you to do is slowly push back and breathe out, coming forward. Breathe in, come back, breathe out, coming forward. So all this is you're regulating yourself, but also getting mobility through your body and your legs. And so that's one direction, right? But you also want to be doing it swaying from left to right. So once again, with your breathing, breathe in, come to the side, breathe out, come to the middle. Breathe in, come to the side, breathe out, come to the middle. A lot of my patients who are in their third trimester have found great benefit with this particular stretch because it really allows them to just get mobility through when they're just feeling very heavy. Last but not least is the cat-cow pose. This is a pose, not only does it stretch your upper back, your spine, and your chest, but it's actually what we call a mobility exercise. So it's a yoga pose that gets movement through the joints so that your spine isn't no longer just always in a hunched position. So once again, you're going to be on your hands, your knees, and you're going to do this with your breathing as well. So this time, as you take a deep breath in, you're going to lift up and make your shoulder blades come out, right? And you're going to breathe in and breathe out. And as you breathe out, you're going to come, squeeze the shoulder blades. You're going to bring your pelvis back. So this is when you look up as well. So breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. See how the pelvis is tucked in, but it's still at the same time staying within the realm of the pelvis and not just laying anywhere. It's just coming in and at the same time with the shoulder blade. All right. So those are my top 5 pregnancy stretch recommendations. I'd really appreciate if you guys, enjoyed this video, then I'd love to hear in the comment section below. But otherwise, if you would like further support during your pregnancy, call the practice, book an appointment. I'm here to help and I'm here to serve. So if there are also other further educational videos on our Facebook and our YouTube channel. So if you want more information, head over there. Otherwise, you can contact us via our phone number here on 6299-2660. We can email us at info@provolutionhealth.com. Thank you, everyone. I'll stop my share. And like I said earlier, if anyone has any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you.